Okay, so here is the, let's get the right name on this one. You pronounce that Kathumby Black. That's what this one is. The Kathumby Black. I will include images to Mojo's peppers. The images from his website, I'll include a couple snapshots of that at the end so you can kind of see the phenotype of the pepper and kind of why I wanted to get these peppers and try them out for myself. I mean, the absolute blend of colors and everything on this pepper was very attractive to me. So that's what really drew me into buying these peppers. Now, like I say, I'll include a couple images of his variety of what they should look like. And what I have growing, obviously, is what it is. Now, I don't know if this is an F1 or if we're into the F2 or F4 stage. I'm not sure. I will include those details in the description so you can see where we're at with this. And this is its first year grow with me. And let's take a closer look at the pepper phenotype itself. And if I could just get in here without something blocking me. And as you can see, that's what it looks like. Now, I think every single one of these peppers has this a very interesting characteristic, which is that navel on the bottom. It's got a belly button on the bottom. Isn't that interesting? Every single pepper, I believe, has that on it. Everyone has that. Very interesting characteristic on this pepper. So that's what it looks like at its young stage. We're going to ripen this up. We're going to see if we can get this to color up or multicolor or anything like that, what it's supposed to do. Again, I don't remember what it looks like offhand. I haven't looked at the images lately. But like I say, I will include images to his to his peppers so you can see what they actually look like. And you can see the stem on it. It's very black and it's smooth. This is another very aggressive growing black variety of pepper. Very aggressive. I mean, this thing literally was growing straight out the gate. Crazy. Like, coming out hardcore. Did better than all my other plants. His seeds were very healthy. Very prominent, very dominated seeds. I mean, the soil is not good soil, and with all the problems I was having this year, with all the other plants stunting and everything, this plant came out like a champ. I mean, this thing was coming out running. Even with bad soil, bad weather, been cold several times overnight, didn't lose any leaves. It fights, the insects don't want to eat it. I mean, this is like a super plant, this thing. I mean, this is really anybody who's a pepper grower, this is a must-have. You definitely have to look into this guy's peppers. I'm serious. This guy's got some seriously crazy peppers here. And you could see it's flowering like crazy. I mean, even though it's getting cold out, I mean, the temperatures here, yeah, this is in the greenhouse, but the outside temperatures have been getting into the upper 30s, 38, 39. And even in here at 38, 39, even in here, it's like 42, 43. So it's still cool in here. And normally your pepper ranges, to really want to get your peppers out of the temperatures that start dropping below 55. You really need to get them. Peppers don't like wide temperature swings. It causes them to start to bud almost, like they start topping off, like tons of tops will start coming out, tons of flower. It's getting into its later stages, and it's getting ready for either dormancy or it's going to die. So you really need to intervene with your peppers once you start going below 55. This pepper here has been coming out swinging all the way into the colder temperatures, nothing stopping it. It's fully dominant. It's very forceful. It's incredible, this plant. I'm just very impressed with it. But let's take a look at the leaves on this plant, and I'll show you some of the lower ones. When it first comes out lower, it has a lot of black rusting, I call it. And I would say that's a pretty much a broadleaf right here, because you could see the puffiness in the leaves, like a habanero kind of does that. See the puffiness on that? right there is a characteristic of a broadleaf. Not a regular leaf, not an arrowleaf. But you can see that rusting blue color that wants to get in there. I'm sure if I put this plant in full sunlight, all this rusting color, this would all turn black. Almost guarantee it. It's just not getting a lot of direct sunlight. It's getting a lot of indirect sunlight because I got plants growing up here. I got stuff on the top. I got my solar panels are over there. A lot of shading from the wood and the framing, and so it's not getting a total load of direct sunlight. It's growing perfect with like partial sunlight. It's just very happy in its environment right now. I don't even want to move this, but eventually I am going to bring this plant in for the winter. But you could see, you know, all the peppers on this thing. It's just, they're popping out randomly all over the place. And another interesting characteristic about this pepper that I've noticed is that if you look at the node where the pepper comes out, 2 peppers pop out of each node. It's like everyone is doing the same thing. Everyone does the same thing. 2 peppers out of each node right there. You see it? Here's another one right here. 2 peppers out of each node. They're all doing that. The whole plant has that funny thing. Whereas most plants, they usually put like 1 pepper out, or they'll, you know, you'll see a bracade of them like that, or you see weird stuff, you know. But this one, very constant. It's 2 peppers per node, and that's it. I'll give you a look at the flower. Okay. Hopefully we can get that nice and clear. Okay, that's the flower of it. Here's the upper leaves. They're a lot smaller. Again, this is the winter time already. This is fall. And its leaves are going to shrink. The sunlight isn't out as much. So you're going to get this with all your plants. But with this plant, it very much, it took it on by the chin like a king, you know. One of the weird things I'm noticing about this plant and a couple of his other plants, now I don't know if it's his plant specifically. I don't really see it on any of my other pepper plants. So I don't know what's going on, but this isn't nothing to worry about. I don't know if it's an actual part of the characteristic of this plant or what. I don't know. But I need to point it out. One of the things that I'm noticing is you're getting this frosting on the main vein of the leaf. You see that frosting effect? Try to zoom you in. You see that white frosting? It almost looks like powders on the leaf, like pollen of some kind. Here's another one, you know. They're all kind of doing it. It's another characteristic of this particular breed of plant. I'm just absolutely impressed with this guy's peppers. I mean, this is just really way out in left field. There's a lot of things on this plant. If I were to sit here and study it long enough, I could probably find a lot more stuff that's really kind of out there a little bit. It's not your regular cross. There's something with this plant that makes it very unique. As far as like the structure of the plant is growing, it's a normal size, you know, 2 foot, 3 foot tall plant. Like I say, if you put it out in the sun, you'll probably get it to grow real bushy. This is growing like in the shade, you know. You can see this is it backed up looking at it. It's growing up all against my tomatoes in the back. So it's kind of growing like in a wild setting, and I kind of want that type of growing environment for this plant. So as it phenotypes, it gets used to that. So I don't have to put it in direct sunlight because direct sunlight is kind of limited on my property. And so I kind of wanted to get used to getting into the partial shade or a little bit of shade and still be productive. But it's growing beautifully. I mean, the plant is just very impressed with Mojo's pepper seeds. I'm so glad I've come across his website and found him, and I'm just amazed, you know, at this creation. It's very different. There's a lot of things about this plant that is very, very different than all my other plants. A lot of his plants. Now, there's other Mojo plants here. Here's a Mojo there. Here's another Mojo. It's another black Mojo or purple Mojo. And there's like, you know, I've probably got about 2 dozen Mojos growing around. They're all over the place. Here's the star in a Mojo. I'm not ready to review this one. This one's going to be really awesome to review. I'm not even going to tell you what this one is. It's another black pepper by Mojo. But in any case, yeah, I mean, they're just, his peppers are just unbelievable. They grow absolutely beautifully. I'm very impressed. And I figured I'd just cover this plant now. I'm not ready to do a taste test on this yet. I really want some of these peppers to ripen up before I taste test them, so all the starches are converting over to sugars, and I can get the right sweetness with it and give you a real good review on it. Plus, I want the colors and the patterns to develop on the peppers if it is going to get colors and patterns. I really want to see those colors and patterns. That's really what I'm shooting for. So I'm hoping that they will develop the patterns on it, like in the images you'll see that I include at the end of the video. But like I say, this is a wonderful pepper by Mojo. I will do the taste test in probably about a week or two, but I'll include it in this video. Alright, so I'll see you soon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, folks. Take care.